Just a few baseline questions. Have you cheated? Okay, no.
John Legend and Chrissy Teigen were once considered to be relationship goals, but then everything came crashing down around them after some crazy stuff about Chrissy came out. And now they're one of the most hated couples out there, and you'll never believe why. Over the past decade, Chrissy has built herself an empire on social media. She first started out as a model, and when she got together with John in 2014, she pretty much blew up on the internet. For the most part, Chrissy and John have always put up a united front in public. They seemingly always wanted to show the world just how much they truly cared for each other and how they always stood for what was right. They were really beloved as a couple, but then Chrissy got herself involved in the biggest controversy of her career, and this really ended up costing her a lot. From being one of the most beloved celebrities in the world, she quickly became one of the most hated celebrities in the world just like that. Chrissy has always been known for being raw and open and for never holding anything back from her followers. This was a huge part of her appeal. Despite her being a celebrity, people could still relate to her on so many different levels, and it was kind of refreshing to see. But then people started realizing some pretty bad things about Chrissy. For years, Chrissy has been known to use her power and influence for all the wrong reasons. She made it a habit of sorts to use her influence to step on people that she didn't like, and if that meant making them lose their job, then so be it. In May of 2020, Chrissy got New York Times food columnist Allison Roman fired for criticizing her website. She accused Allison of being racist just because Allison called her cookbook website a content farm. But Allison wasn't the only person that Chrissy ended up canceling. She also took it upon herself to boycott two popular gyms whose CEOs had hosted fundraisers for President Donald Trump. She went on this huge rant on Instagram telling her followers to boycott these gyms and to come use the gym at her house instead. This is what earned Chrissy the title of the cancel culture queen on the internet. But Chrissy using her influence to ruin the careers of people she didn't like wasn't the worst thing that she did. Before Chrissy grew her Twitter account to what it is today, she made a series of very disturbing tweets, and this was revealed right after an anonymous source posted a thread on a popular online image board alleging that Chrissy, John, and the Obamas had allegedly visited Jeffrey Epstein's island. What was insane was that Chrissy's name appeared multiple times in the Lolita Express flight log, and this made people start combing through Chrissy's past and paying close attention to her social media accounts. And what people discovered on her Twitter page was honestly insane. Chrissy's page was filled with tons of creepy tweets that you'd never have expected from someone like her. Starting with a now deleted tweet that Chrissy made way back in 2011, she spoke about how seeing half-clothed little girls doing splits in toddlers and tiaras makes her just want to put herself in jail. And if you think this isn't creepy enough, it only gets worse. She also made a tweet talking about how she was about to Anthony Weiner a kid. Now, this might not seem like much of a huge deal if you don't know who Anthony Weiner is, but if you do, it makes all the difference. Anthony David Weiner is a former American politician and a convicted offender. He represented New York's 9th congressional district from January 1999 until June 2011. But what's crazy is that it wasn't until May of 2017 that Anthony pleaded guilty to his crimes, meaning that long before the public knew about what Anthony was doing behind the scenes, Chrissy seemingly knew exactly what was going on. And that made many people believe that Chrissy had some political connections and that she probably knew a lot more than she pretended to. But there was still more that she'd said and done. Chrissy also bragged about getting into bed with the Obamas, somehow involved. Just 1 year after she and John started their relationship, Chrissy was asked where the best public place she'd done it was, and then she looked over at John and answered probably the Obama thing, implying it was at the White House. This was obviously a super bold claim to make, but when you look at all the things that Chrissy has said and done, it honestly seems pretty believable. I mean, she was one of 13 people the official Twitter account of President Joe Biden was following. The craziest thing about this was that he followed only a handful of people, but Chrissy was the only non-political figure that was followed by the account. No one really knows why to this day, but it probably had something to do with Chrissy's secret political ties. Because of all the hate that Chrissy was getting for all the things she said and done in her past, she decided to take a break from social media. But that break actually didn't last all that long, and she was back as quickly as she'd left. But her return wasn't what she expected at all. During her break, Chrissy made her Twitter account private and deleted about 60,000 of her tweets. tweets. But she wasn't fast enough to delete the tweet that got her canceled all over again after she came back from her social media hiatus. Chrissy was exposed for telling a 16-year-old girl to end her life in 2010. Courtney Stodden, who was a former victim of Chrissy's harassment, and she came out with receipts to prove that Chrissy had done everything that she claimed she'd done to her. Back in 2010, Courtney was 16, and she was married to the then 50-year-old actor Doug Hutchinson. According to Courtney, Chrissy didn't just publicly tell her to take a dirt nap, but she also privately DM'd her and told her how she couldn't wait for her life to end. Because of all the backlash that she was getting, Chrissy responded with a sarcastic apology, and she then claimed that she'd reach out to Courtney to personally apologize. No one was buying it, seeing as Chrissy had previously blocked Courtney everywhere, so there was no way for her to apologize. Courtney also wasn't the only one that Chrissy had bullied online. She also bullied fashion designer Michael Costello, and according to him, he almost took his own life because of what Chrissy had done to him for years. Her horrible bullying apparently went on for years, and she apparently even threatened to get him blacklisted from the fashion industry. When news of this came out, Chrissy claimed that she just bullied him for fun. She said that she was just a troll and that she was sorry. Obviously, her apology ended up falling on deaf ears. She got canceled again, and this time it also affected John, seeing as he's married to her. The one beloved couple lost most of their supporters, and they were both forced to take a step back for a while. Recently, they've been trying to make a comeback, but it's not really been working out, which isn't exactly a surprise after all that's happened. Anyway, what do you guys think? Did you know about all of this, and do you think it's possible for John and Chrissy to make a comeback? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.